I'm Carmen and I'm gonna do a quick stretch. Gonna focus on the lower body today. So let's go ahead and get started. Set a little intention, optional. So let's go ahead and come into a seated position, crisscross. Go ahead and maybe you bring your hands to your knees, maybe you just keep them where they are. I want you to close your eyes, seal your lips, and start breathing in and out through your nose. We're gonna do 10 breaths just like this. Try to focus in on your breath, set an intention. Can be something small, like just showing up on your mat, or maybe a little bit more deeper, whatever you're feeling today. So let's begin. For 1, for 2, for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, uno más, and 10. Awesome. Start to open your eyes. Let's do a little bit of overhead stretching and then we'll get into the rest. So go ahead and inhale, bring the hands up overhead. You're going to take the right hand and reach for the left wrist and you're going to pull over to the right. So nice side body stretch, opening up that rib cage. I like to envision like a xylophone. See all those little pieces just kind of stretched out. Make sure you're grounding down through your sit bones, those butt bones, touching the ground. And let's come over to the other side, same situation, switch cups and come over, reaching over, really getting into your rib cage. And release. Let's get into it. If you hear some background noise, I do have chickens and you might hear that. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and start in a standing position. I want you to bring your feet about hip width distance apart, or maybe even just your squat stance, right? We're gonna inhale and bring the hands up overhead. I want you to hinge at the hips, bring the booty back. Think kind of like a deadlift. And then I want you to squat down, keep the chest up. Now we're going to do 5 more just like this. I like to call these dynamic squats. And let's go, 5 more. So inhale brings you up, hinge, down, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and down. If you feel your heels starting to lift, not a big deal. Maybe you widen your stance. Maybe even think about wedging a yoga block underneath there, or even a rolled up mat. Remember that the more that we do yoga, the more flexible we get. It's not usually the other way around, right? All right, so let's get into it. I want you to start at the back of your mat. Inhale, brings the hands up overhead. And I want you to exhale, forward fold. Think about hinging the hips back, gentle bend to the knees. Let the head go heavy. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. Now start to slide your hands up towards your shins. I want you to come into halfway lift. Think straight back, gaze down at the floor. And exhale, release. Soften. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, release. And 1 more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. I want you to go ahead and walk your hands to the top of the mat till you find a plank. And from plank, I want you to shift into a down dog. Think about evenly distributing the weight in your hands. Maybe your heels are not touching the ground. That's okay. Maybe you have some height back there. That's okay too. But if you can, ground down through your heels. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Now begin to walk your dog out by bending your knees and lifting your heels, just kind of kneading it out. Beautiful. Start to slow that down. I want you to root down through that left foot, and on the inhale, bring that right leg up, three-legged dog. And go ahead and step that foot forward into a low lunge. Go ahead and drop that back leg. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Inhale is going to bring the hands up overhead. I want you to cactus the arms. Think about bringing the shoulder blades closer together. And I want you to hinge forward. Maybe your rib cage touches the thigh. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you hover. Inhale brings you back up. And we're going to do this 2 more times. So inhale, come forward. And up. 1 more. Come down. Inhale, come up. Awesome. Go ahead and bring the hands up overhead. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. We're going to bring the hands either down to the ground or to blocks, and we're going to come into a half split. So I want you to send the hips to the back of the room and straighten out. If you need to lengthen out through your ankle, move that forward, go ahead and do that. Some of us have long legs. So we're here, and remember, if you need blocks, maybe you heighten a little bit. I want you to try to keep your back straight rather than curved. Not that curved is a bad thing, but we're aiming to kind of hit those hamstrings. And awesome. Great. I want you to bring the right foot to meet the left, and I want you to come down to your belly. Okay, so you're down on your belly. What we're going to do here is I want you to kind of make a pillow with your hand. And I want you to take that right ankle, and I want you to bring your head to that little pillow that you just created. And we're going to hold this bind for a few breaths. And release. Awesome. If you can, I want you to enter into a down dog from here. So come through your plank, shift back into your down dog. We'll catch the other side. So knee out. Slow it down. Root down through the right foot. Inhale, brings the left leg up. Step it forward. Low lunge. Untuck that back leg and let's come up. Inhale, brings the hands up overhead. Cactus the arms. Draw the shoulder blades in closer together. And we're going to hinge forward. So exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up. 2 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. 1 more. Exhale down. Inhale up. Inhale, swoops the hands up overhead. And let's come into our half split. So once again, if you need to adjust, go ahead and adjust. And we're here for a few breaths, hitting those hamstrings. Awesome. Let's come through that hole to the back. So you're going to bring the left foot back. And you're going to find your way down to that belly. And you're going to take the bind. You're going to create the pillow with your hand. And we're going to hold here. I'm going to say about 20 breaths. So we can kind of hit that quad in the front. And release. Bring the hands in front of you. We're going to come through our plank to our down dog. So when you're ready, plank up, shift back, hips are back. Feel free to knead it out if you want to. Awesome. Start to slow that down. I want you to root down through the left foot. You're going to inhale and bring the right leg up. Oops. Bring the right leg up. And you're going to stack your heel. You're opening your hip here. Maybe make some circles for 1, 2, 3. Option to flip dog. Option to stay here. And exhale brings the foot down. If you're in your flip dog, I'll give you some time to find yourself here. Not really gonna come and cue that. So if it's in your practice, take it. If it's not, cool beans. Inhale brings the left foot up. Stack the heel. 3 circles for 1, for 2, for 3. Option to flip dog, option to stay here. And when you're ready, start to bring that foot back down to the ground. And I want you to walk your feet all the way to your hands. Forward fold. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Awesome. And come to a standing position at the top of your mat. We're going to do a little bit of leg strength. So top of your mat. Inhale brings the hands up overhead. Palms come to touch. Exhale down through center. I want you to root down through that right foot, and you're going to step the left foot back. So we're coming into a high crescent lunge, right? So you're balanced on the ball of the foot, heel is lifted, knee stacks over the ankle and the front. And I want you to inhale and bring the hands up overhead. Cactus the arms, right? We bring this back, and I want you to hinge forward. Think about floating your chest over that front thigh. And let's go down. Woo. And inhale brings you back up. And we're going to take a warrior 2. So kind of spin on that ball of the foot. Open up. Warrior 2. So that heel intersects with the arch from a distance. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Hinge forward. Now reverse your warrior. Sending that left hand to the back of the left thigh. Right hand comes up. Once again, we're opening up that rib cage. Now come forward into extended side angle by aligning that right elbow with that right knee while the left hand comes up. I want you to try to keep the chest nice and open. Now we're going to take the left fingers and we're going to gently, slowly bring them down to the ground and or a block. Maybe your fingertips just kind of lightly graze the floor. So let's go. Closing the chest off. Maybe you wiggle your fingers. Cool spirit fingers, right? Awesome. So to inhale and bring that back up and come back into your warrior 2. So engaging the core, maybe some oblique action. And you're just going to step the left foot to meet the right. Boom. And let's take it on the other side. Okay, so inhale brings the hands up overhead. Root down through that left foot, step the right foot back. High crescent lunge action. Knee stacks over ankle, balance on the ball of the foot. Let's begin to cactus the arms, draw the shoulder blades in together. We're going to hinge forward. So exhale out. And inhale brings you up. And spin on the toe so you get into that warrior 2. Knee stacks over ankle. Gaze forward at the middle finger. Hinge forward. And reverse it. Flip it back. Stay committed to that bend in the knee. Open up that rib cage. And extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee. Right hand comes up, reaching up towards the sky, the ceiling. And when you're ready, start to bring those right fingertips down to the ground. Even if they don't touch the ground, maybe you wiggle the fingers. Spirit finger action. And inhale brings them back up overhead. And come back into that warrior 2. Step the right foot forward. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's throw in some balance moves. Still there? Can you see me? I'm kind of tall. Okay, so let's throw in some balancing action, right? Let's take it slow. So keep your right hand where your right quad is. We're going to take a bind by catching the ankle or catching the toes. So maybe here is a lot of balance for you, and that's okay. We're just here for a few breaths, taking this quad stretch. Maybe you do this yoga after a workout or holding here. Okay, cool. Let's play with our balance a little bit more. Think about rooting down through that right foot. Maybe you slowly tick-tock forward. We're not going in for dancer, but we are kind of going in to touch the ground. Remember those spirit fingers? Ooh, we touch the ground. Okay, so when you're ready, bring it back up as slowly as you need to and release. We'll come over to the other side, same thing. Root down through that left foot, coming over to the right side. So left hand just kind of here, hanging out by the quad. Right hand is gonna reach. Now you can come in from the outside or you can come in from the inside. It does not make a big difference. So maybe you stay here. We're here for a few breaths. Maybe this is challenging. Think about pressing down through your whole foot. Like if I told you, hey, I'm gonna paint your foot, I want you to make me an impression of your foot. I want you to press down just like that. So widen out those toes. And if you're wearing shoes during this practice, maybe you explore taking your shoes off, right? Okay, so here, beautiful place to stay. If we want to play around with those spirit fingers down to the ground, we can start to hinge, 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 hinge. Oh, do we touch the floor? We touch the floor. Okay, bring it back up as slowly as you need to and release. Beautiful. Let's play a little bit more with our balance. Root down through the right foot. Inhale brings the left leg up, maybe parallel. Maybe this is really challenging for you and I want you to lower down. Maybe the big toe is just barely touching the ground, right? So wherever you are, lift up, bring your hands in through center, small center of balance. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now let's practice into coming into our warrior three. So you're just gonna send the left foot behind you, slowly. Think like when we hinged earlier, right? Bring it behind you. And what if you need a little bit more help? Well, you can always bring blocks down to the ground or something to touch, right? Or you can keep your hands in through center. Now inhale, bring that back up. And I want you to extend the left leg as far as you can. And release. Let's come over to the other side. Same thing. If you need to shake it out, shake it out. Okay, other side. Yes. Root down through the opposite leg. Right leg comes up. Once again, if this is too challenging, maybe you lower down. So we come up, deep breath in, deep breath out, and let's come in for that modified warrior three. So send it behind you as slowly as you need to, hands in through center. If you're feeling extra, you can come into full warrior three. There's options. Or maybe even your hands are on blocks. Okay? So inhale brings that back up. And we're gonna straighten that leg if possible. Hi-ya! You're gonna feel a lot through the quad. And bring it down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, let's wrap this up with some reclined pigeon action. So come down to your spine. Boom. Knees up, feet are about hip width distance apart. We're gonna take the left leg and cross it over the right, creating a figure four. And then we're gonna take our hands and we're gonna kind of thread it through behind that right hamstring. So you're gonna come in through that little window, interlace those fingers, get the back of that hamstring, and you're gonna pull in towards center. So you're pulling the right leg, you're gonna build a stretch on the left. Feel free to make some circles with your ankles. And when you're ready, you can release. And we'll come over to the other side, same situation. So crossing the right over the left. And we're going to interlace those hands behind the leg. So in through that little window, Make sure you bring your head down to the ground, spine is down on the ground, and let's hold, let's take like 20 breaths. Make some movement with your ankle if you want. Your feet. And let's begin to release that, right? Bring your feet down to the ground. If you have a mat, I want you to heel toe your feet out towards the edges of your mat, right? So your big toes are kind of on the edge of the mat. We're gonna do some windshield wipers. If you don't have a mat, you're just down on the ground, think wider than squat stance, right? So those legs are apart. And I just want you to keep the lower back down on the ground. I want you to keep your feet glued to the ground. And we're just gonna come in from left and right and just windshield wiper those guys back and forth. You can go as fast as you want. You can go as slow as you want. It's your practice. Do what feels good, right? As long as you're not feeling pain, right? Your practice can be as weird as you want it to be. Don't let people tell you otherwise. It has to be done like this. Knees over toes. I don't know. Just whatever you want, right? Let's be safe. But explore. Make it weird. Left, right. Maybe you start to slow it down. Maybe you find something that just feels good. You linger there. Cool. Start to slow that down. We're gonna bring the flat parts of our feet to touch, and we're gonna create a diamond with our legs. Start to close your eyes. Start to come back to your breath. Feel the chest expand and feel it contract. Just taking in air. If it's morning, good morning. If it's night, good night. Or if it's middle day, I hope you have a wonderful day, right? So just breathing. Maybe you extend your hands up over your head like you're reaching, slight arch in the spine. And close the knees up like a book. Hands to knees, rock yourself up to a seated position. And before I let you go, let's wake up those hip flexors. I'm gonna use this shoe. Okay, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna sit wide, and we're just gonna bring our leg in. So you're gonna take your shin and just kind of align it with whatever's there. It can be a block, it can be your cell phone, it doesn't matter. So we're gonna come here, kind of press in, sit bones down on the ground. Other side. We're just gonna do 3 sets on each side, right? Other side. Other side. One more set. Last one. Cool. And that is today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it, found something useful. Please enjoy your day and happy February. Okay, bye guys.